There's only few characters in the game like Barbara who will make sure to not only save your time, but also the lives of others. If you're ever questioning yourself on who you should be focusing on as your next character, then the answer lies in this video. There's not that much complexity when it comes to Barbara's skills. Both her elemental burst and skill scale off from the amount of health she has, so if you want to shower your team with big heals, just make sure to get a lot of health equipment. And if you truly want to maximize her healing potential, she works really well when enemies are grouped together, because once she activates her elemental skill, her charged attacks provide 4 times the amount of healing you would get from her basic attacks. Which means you can get very efficient if you use someone like Venti or the Traveler to group enemies in one place and then land a few charged attacks. One more thing to keep in mind, since her healing strictly scales from her health, you can leave her basic attack talent unleveled so you can save up on resources for other characters. And as you can imagine, she's going to be able to take a good beating with all the health she has, but she won't deal much damage, which is totally normal since Barbara's primary purpose is to keep your team alive. But we're leaving out some pretty major benefits that she's going to bring besides healing. While most of the weapons for Barbara are lackluster at best, there's few that make her really strong. The first one is the Thrilling Tales of Dragon Slayers, a 3-star catalyst that you can find from the wish system or even by exploring the world, which means you won't have any problems max refining it. Whenever you switch from Barbara to the next character, this catalyst will give 48% increased damage for the next 10 seconds. And you don't even need to do anything special, just swap to Barbara even if you don't need healing and swap back to anyone who is your main damage dealer and enjoy the benefits. What's even better, the catalyst also gives health from the substat, so not only will you be providing an invaluable attack buff, but you will also be increasing Barbara's healing as well. Another great option is Prototype Malice, which you can obtain from the blacksmith. And this is a weapon that's recommended for those who feel that Barbara's healing is not enough, especially if you're struggling with staying alive in the Spiral Abyss. It will let Barbara cast her burst more often, and she'll also provide additional healing to her teammates. Now when it comes to artifacts, you can achieve some pretty exciting results. If you're just starting out in the game, the Adventurer's 2-piece set can give you a nice health boost without much effort, and once you're ready for an upgrade, there are 4 options you should consider. The first one is the easiest one if you simply want better healing, which is going to be the Maiden's Beloved set. You can unlock every piece of the artifact by completing tasks from the Adventurer's book, although keep in mind you could end up with mediocre main stats. The second option is going to be the Exile set, which is going to fast track Barbara's bursts and even provide additional energy regen for the whole team. Now for the third option, you could go for the Scholar set. That's very beneficial if you have multiple bow or catalyst users in your team, as it gives a pretty insane energy regeneration. Finally, if you want to make your team more offensive, the Instructor's 4-piece set is going to help you achieve this goal. Getting everyone's elemental mastery boosted by 120 is no joke, and this can really elevate your team's offensive power to the next level. All in all, you've got a very good selection of artifact sets to use, and the best part about it, since Barbara is mostly interested in artifacts which have health as their main stat, you won't need to share them with any other characters. The number one reason why you should always have Barbara in your team is to save your time when it comes to clearing domains. Unless you have another healer, you will be making a lot of round trips to the Statue of the Seven, or even worse, consume your whole supply of food. And this becomes especially painful in the endgame domains, where you will take so much damage from various hazards and enemies. So if you want to avoid wasting your time and food, bring Barbara as your dedicated healer to domains. Now when it comes to team building, on her second constellation, she provides 15% Hydro bonus damage boost, which is pretty strong if you have any other Hydro character in the team, but aside from that, she can also be used together with Pyro characters for the Vaporize reaction. Of course, she will be absolutely necessary for beating the Spiral Abyss, especially if you don't have any other healers. For example, on the 10th floor of the Abyss, not only can she put out the dangerous flames you get afflicted with, but also break any Pyro enemy shields easily. Basically, you will badly need her for almost all of the challenging endgame content, so she's going to be a no-brainer choice for any team composition. Even though healers like Barbara aren't the most exciting characters to play with, they sure do bring a ton of value. One of the good things about her is the fact that she has access to very good weapons without relying on the wish system, and the artifacts she needs are pretty easy to give away since no one else really needs them. She also doesn't require too much investment to make her usable from the get-go, not to mention she's going to be very important for beating the Spiral Abyss. Although when it comes to exploration, she's definitely not bringing much to the table, and Hydro Element isn't the most exciting when team building. But more importantly, she's going to save you a lot of time, especially when you're busy clearing domains and you don't want to keep healing yourself with alternative methods. All in all, Barbara is truly going to be your saving grace, and you will be thankful to have her on your team. Enjoyed the video? Make sure to subscribe to our channel, hit the bell icon, and gently press the like button. Don't forget to check out our other Genshin Impact guides, which also includes a tier list that you can also visit on our website gachagamer.com. Thank you for watching us.